Hi everybody and welcome back to my backyard once again. Today I have one of the smallest and probably the lightest bind and fly drone you can buy. This is the Newbeedrone Hummingbird Spec V2. It's such a big name for a little drone. In the box you will find a quick start guide, 2 extra sets of propellers, they are AZ tri-blades from Newbeedrone, extra screws and a grommet, and a tool bag with an extra super lightweight canopy, Newbeedrone branded propeller removal tool, and the USB-C adapter to connect to the flight controller. And finally, it's time to talk about the drone. This is a 65mm whoop and the weight is only 16.5 grams. You can see they stripped everything to the bones to have the maximum power to weight ratio. This is a racing tiny whoop. And the camera angle, as you can see, is quite extreme. You cannot change it unless you reprint the whole canopy, but it's meant to be this way because it has to fly at this angle. This is for experts pilots, of course. Despite the weight reduction, it feels super resistant. Look how springy the frame is, and of course the camera mount is made of TPU and springy as well. The motors are brushless, 0702 30,000 kV, and the motor wires are the tiniest I've ever seen. They are enameled copper wire directly soldered to these very small pads for the maximum weight savings. The flight controller has been custom made for this drone. It is a real all-in-one F4 with dual channel 18 amps ESCs, which is crazy to see on such a tiny package. It also includes the non-SPI 2.4 GHz Express LRS receiver. The red component you can see is the 2.4 GHz antenna, which is super light and resistant to crashes. It also has a Wi-Fi antenna, so you can update Express LRS wirelessly with your computer. And this little antenna you can see comes from the integrated VTX, which has 25 milliwatts true output. They have measured it so you don't disturb other people racing with you. Also, it can go 100 milliwatt or even 400 milliwatt on such a tiny package. It uses a Smart Max protocol they made, so it has a temperature sensor, and if the temperature goes too high, it drops the power, so the board doesn't burn out. In order to save weight, they removed the USB port, and you have these 4 pins that are for the connector I showed you before. And this is how it goes in. The little analog camera is a Newbeedrone BI with 800 TV lines. The battery mounting system is minimal, but it does its job. They recommend 300 mAh HV batteries, and the connector is compatible with A30 or BT2. And they also added a protection for reverse polarity. And it's time to fly. I'm gonna use 2 different kinds of batteries. First of all, a 1S 260 mAh HV, and then the recommended 300 mAh. I have been setting up the Expo and the VTX a little bit so it's at max power, so you can see the battery has dropped a slight bit. It's incredibly silent, like you can barely hear it. Now the camera angle is very high, so you need to fly fast in order to look at the horizon. Today is calm and it has some breeze. It's mixed, so it's gonna be a nice test for this drone. Now I'm not finding the... How do I change? Okay, there you are. I am using a radio I'm not used to, so sorry about that. And it's super cool to not hearing the drone at all. It's not the easiest thing to navigate. It's a very bright day, so the camera is having issues. It's a drone probably mostly for indoors, not really for outdoors, even though it's behaving fine. Don't expect to start acroing a lot with it. This is for racing, for straight line racing, looks like. And it goes super fast. Let's try going in this... Oh my god, the camera angle is wild. Let's try going in this shaded area and you can barely see outside. So they improved the camera, the resolution is fine, but the dynamic range... I mean, oh my god, Land now. We are at, I don't see the voltage, 3.2, yes, we have to land 2 minutes of flight time, not too bad. Battery is fully charged completely. Why is still okay? Air mode, nice. Without wind, it feels very nice for being a 65mm whoop. The camera angle is oh wow, it's weird for me because it's super steep. I'm not used. I run at maximum, I don't know, 30 degrees. This is 40 probably. So doing maneuvers is weird. And yes, with this camera angle, the drone goes incredibly fast. I need to get a hold of it. I saw some chicken before. But it's really hard to spot them with the analog camera. I'm not very used to it, so if I go fast, I don't see if there is a scraggle in the way. But I was sure to have seen some chicken. VTX is working not too bad. Yeah. Okay, my radio is complaining. I'm on 100 milliwatts. And I mean, I don't think the chicken heard this very small drone. I am not a racer and I don't feel very confident with this this high camera angle. Yeah. Okay, let's see how turtle mode works on it. Works pretty nicely, I would say. Land now again. 2 minutes of flying. I mean, for a 260 milliamps is not too bad. Let's fly with the 300 milliamps. Okay, I saw a chicken down there. Yeah, I saw it better with my naked eye. So this drone, you need to lower the camera angle if you want a chicken chaser, but here they are. I find it very hard to control it. Come on! What happened? Ah! I saw a chicken back here. But you cannot really slow down with this drone. I see the outline of the chicken. Okay, come on! You need to keep moving to look down. Ah, nice, nice. We got the chicken chase. Oh my god, this camera angle. It's so hard. Can I flip it back? Okay, we were able to recover it. Look at all this chicken down here. They are standing still and it's, again, very hard with this camera angle. If you start going fast, this is how this drone is meant to be flown. You need to go, oh my god. You need to go very fast. But I am no racer, so excuse me if I'm not good to pass into objects. I'm gonna switch the battery. We flew for probably it was 2 minutes or 3. I'm gonna change it so we have an accurate flight time. Okay, let's try using it as it's supposed to. I don't have a course here. I'm gonna try my best. exactly my best. I am surprised by the fact that it is resistant and it can pick up from the grass, which is remarkable. I am not very precise. There is also some wind and I don't have precise holes to pass through. But you can see how this tiny drone is just racing around my garden at quite a good speed, I would say. And if you are indoor, wow, that was a nice crash. And it's still flying, super resistant. Another drone would have broken at least the propellers. Wow, it's really remarkable. And there is a little bit of wind now. Incredible. I believe one propeller is a little bit bent, of course. We had a nice impact there. I don't know what I'm doing. Excuse me if I'm not a professional racer. Come on, maybe we can. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, if you want to learn a little bit of racing in your backyard, this drone is a nice... Oh, no, not the water, not the water. This drone is a nice way to train. It's not a freestyle drone because it kind of lacks the power to freestyle outside. And it's not only the power, it's that the camera angle is probably 45 degrees, maybe even 50. This thing just bounces around like crazy. And so with such a steep camera angle, it's very hard to do maneuvers paired with the very, very low power this drone has. I mean, it's fast, but it doesn't pick up when you do maneuvers. It's a nice testament, all of these times I'm crashing of the resistance of this drone. I told you it's very springy, and it's incredible to see that it's not even breaking the propellers. It's time to land, 2 minutes and 37, not bad. Okay, the battery was a little bit out of place. You can see this is flying level, and I'm looking at the sky basically. We have my grandma here. She probably doesn't even notice the drone. Yeah, okay, she noticed it. Grandma chase. But with this camera angle it's a little bit hard. You can see how extreme it is. I'm gonna say it again. You need to really be an expert to be flying this drone, or of course you can 3D print something different. The one they provide, the extra camera mount, is the same angle as this. I wish they provided a lower camera angle because not everybody is gonna be expert. So at full battery you can acro a little bit, and at this point is as soon as you start taking hits, the battery sags that much that is not freestyling well again. These 1S drones are a little bit underpowered, I feel like, and especially the 65mm are mostly for indoors or for level flying. You see, as long as I'm flying level, this thing is... Oh! The fact I'm recovering constantly, it's crazy. It flies literally like its name, a hummingbird. Because you have time to react to crashes. It's such a lightweight drone that it just bounces around. Now, why do I talk so much? And just take a look how in good shape it is after all of those crashes. We had some hard crashes against steel basically, and it just compresses, springs back, and it doesn't have the inertia to really brake. Very nice. So who is this drone for? In my opinion, if you want to have fun, learn racing without having a drone that brakes easily, or if you're an expert and probably are looking for a bind and fly drone that you can buy, plug and just fly, this is a great option. Don't expect to fly it outdoors with wind, because any little air breeze will move it, and don't expect to freestyle it. If you are not really sure about the camera angle, if you have a 3D printer, you can print a better, lower camera mount, because this is a little bit extreme and it will take some getting used to. And I will try taking this mount maybe with some hot air, putting it a little bit lower, because I want to have a little bit more chill fun. But as a whoop, it's one of the best I've flown so far, one with the most attention to detail. The VTX works phenomenally. You saw I was able to round the house with an analog system. And that's all for today. As always, remember to like, subscribe and comment on this video. Let me know what you think about this little tiny whoop, and let me know if you use raised whoop and what's your experience with them. If you want to buy something, check out the links in the description down below, because often you get discounts and you help my channel a lot. Stay safe and happy flying. Bye!